You're so pretty. I can't believe you had a broken leg.
It's not broken.
Hi, guys.
Hi, everybody. Whoa, welcome back. We're so excited to be back.
Welcome back.
Hi, Heidi. Hi, Shanique. Hi, Althea. We missed you. Thanks for coming back.
Oh my God. I know that was a long break, but it really didn't feel like a long break.
Yeah.
I feel like August was a blur.
August was a blur.
As someone said, we had an Elaine August.
Oh yes. August, because like today it was funny. When I heard that we had an announcement, and for those of us who live in Jamaica, our Prime Minister had another announcement, and whenever we hear that there's a press briefing,
you don't get anxiety immediately.
I was just about to say anxiety, even for me.
And it was so funny because today a group of my friends that we were in law school together, we just happened to be able, I had some wine chilling and we're like, we need a glass. You know that all day today, I'm like, what the worst day to be talking about happiness, because I do not feel happiness. But if ever the perfect day to talk about stuff, to just get our minds off and that there's a whole other life, because I just laughed myself silly. So I'm a little tipsy because I have a lot of Prosecco. But sometimes we just still need to just like be, man. We can't just be it, just get absorbed in this space. This is crazy.
I think it's so funny that we just jumped into our conversation with no introduction.
Like we're just so excited to be here. Hi, Rochelle. Hi, Lorian.
I think we should let Catherine go back to the intro. Maybe we both had too much.
Rewind.
I had my PR chicks over for lunch as well. We had a lunch meeting. I should have gone somewhere, but because of my ankle situation, which we'll talk about in a minute, I realized that wasn't practical. So we brought lunch to my house and we had Prosecco as well because
it makes
life continues.
Welcome back, everybody. We are in season 5 of Emerge Detour Essentials Live. Woo! I can't believe that we're at season 5. So if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. We are here every single Wednesday at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. You can catch us on our YouTube and our Facebook pages. And of course, as usual, we want to know, where are you signing in from? So just drop in the comments and let us know where you're joining us from. We're so excited to see so many of our emergers online. We missed you guys. Lorian, Alicia, Michelle. Welcome, Shanique. Alethea, big up from New York. We're so happy that you guys are back. So I am Kathy Goodall, and I am a part of the Emerge Trio. I am super excited to be here, and I'm very excited about our season 5.
We're
going to talk about that after.
Okay, fine. Sorry. So hi guys, my name is Naomi Garrick. I'm also known as the PR Chick. I'm a personal branding coach and the founder of Garrick Communications, a boutique PR agency here in Kingston, Jamaica. And most importantly, I'm a part of the Emerge Trio. Rochelle.
My name is, I see somebody from Mount Vernon. I just say Mount Vernon. Hey, Scotty. Hey. So
she's a distraction.
I'm Cameron, and I am just one word: fabulous.
Oh, I like.
That's it.
I like that for you. I like that intro. We have St. Thomas in the house. We have Toronto in the house. We have a lot of people joining from New York tonight.
Oh my God. Look what somebody called me. Oh, Shanique says, I wish Adrenaline Rush would post more on Instagram. Why you call me out like that? Shanique,
well, Shanique, join the club. We'll sign you up to be a part of the team.
That could be a whole episode, Shanique.
That's a whole episode.
Oh, Rochelle asked a very important question for Rochelle.
How was my
Rosh, how was your birthday?
You're going to make me cry.
How was Rosh Day?
It was amazing. So my mother lives in New York. So on my birthday, I don't get to spend. We always we travel before or after my birthday, and this year I was just determined to be there on my birthday. And my auntie was there too. I'm gonna cry, and they both came in the room, and I got lots of hugs. You know, there's nothing like your mommy hugging and
Yes.
kissing.
And Marcy's hugs are the best.
Yeah, and she hugged me up and she kissed me and she was telling me about the day of my birth, and my auntie was there. And I mean, you know what my auntie said? She was like, she never knew she could love another child the way she had loved me. I'm just like, for all of my cousins and my sibling, my brother, I'm just so sorry for you guys, because you know it's peace and love they got.
I hope your sibling is watching.
I hope she's here. Shay, where are you?
So amazing. You know, I needed mommy. I just needed, there's nothing like hug up and kiss up from your mother. There is absolutely nothing. It was just an amazing day of family, and it was just simple and humble, and in fact, think how I like things, just with just this core of love that was just crazy. And Christian, who doesn't really understand birthdays yet, when I woke up, he held me so tight, and then he pushed me away a little, like he's looking at me like, "Hey, gorgeous, I'm here for you." And
Wow!
It was,
that's what she got. So that's good.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing.
I think the look was giving, "You're so fabulous. Look at my fabulous
Look
mom.
at my fabulous mom." or it could have been, you don't look too bad, old lady.
Oh my God. I don't think that was it. I think it
You
was
look
more
like you can keep her make a bit.
fabulous mom.
No, me tell you, the little picture run away from me the other day, and we did have to sprint. But a gentleman was there, and here I'm not, watch mommy rocket. Hear me not, me that, mommy rocket.
So we have Murty from Milwaukee joining us this evening.
Wow. Welcome.
That's exciting. So guys, we have been going through, since our last episode in season 4, so much has happened. You know, we talk about August being literally a blimp. I mean, where did it go? We've had a million different variants, it feels like, that have come out of COVID. You know, we had the Olympics, which was probably the highlight of August. I mean, there's just been so much that's been happening. And so for season 5, we had our meetings in our downtime, and we're super excited. I am super excited about season 5 because we realized from our conversations that there's just so many different topics that have been coming up in all our group chats that are so similar. And so we thought that if these discussions are happening in our personal chats, then people must care, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot
in store about them too.
Yeah. Yes, and we've been talking about them. So we have some exciting things in store for the next couple of episodes, and it's a little bit out of the box from what you're accustomed to from us, but we think you're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. And so we are so excited with our first guest for this season. Yeah. We had to start off with a bang, and as Rochelle said, today for us living in Jamaica, it was an anxiety-filled day because our Prime Minister was giving another COVID update, which means additional lockdowns. We know it's for the greater good, but it's still a drag. So we need to inject some energy, some happiness into this space. And so we couldn't have thought of a better person to kickstart season 5, which I cannot believe we're at season 5 of Detour Essentials Live. We'll have Rochelle do her, well, we have Rochelle squared today.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
We're gonna have to say adrenaline rush and rush.
We're gonna be picked up by Netflix shortly.
In the name of Jesus.
And then there's gonna be a movie about us.
Who's gonna play me?
You.
So we're doing a reality show?
No. Could be.
Well, we could.
Could be.
Because honestly, maybe somebody could play me, and maybe somebody could play Cat, but there's
nobody
to play
absolutely.
Russell Cameron.
Hi, Shay.
That's my brother. Hi, Shay.
No, don't wanna claim him now. Don't wanna try claim him now. Hi, Shay.
I guess she kind of can because she did a really nice birthday post for him. Oh gosh.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
She did a nice birthday post.
She did.
Because mommy was so in love with me as a child, she thought, why not have another August born child? And then she got Shay. She's like, no more children. I'm done. My brother is an absolutely awesome individual. He's a drive-through storm.
He's my fave after Marcy.
First of all, he said your post was just okay.
Yeah, he said it was okay, you know? No,
my message was better, I know.
No one, is my original best friend. Like my original, like when Shay and I par and don't make us laugh after you. You're gonna
that we're sure of.
No, he's an absolutely awesome individual. I hope this is not being recorded because he'll hold it against me.
It's being recorded.
You can watch the replay on YouTube.
I'll cut the clip for you, Shay.
But guys, listen. Amazing people are born in August, but even more amazing people have the name Rochelle and have it spelled correctly. Rochelle. And I have to tell you, this, I just brace on herself because this person that we have on tonight, you're going to be following her. You're going to be watching her continued movement. You're going to see how she just continues to blow up and expand. And you would have seen her here on Emerge. I am a huge fan, and not just because she is Rochelle, but this is a God-fearing woman. She shares with us such realness on social media, such vulnerability, but she's also showing us that things can be done and they can be done excellently. And she's beautiful. She is Rochelle Gapere. Rochelle, say that name beautifully. She's an attorney at law, and ladies and gentlemen, on a night that we need this, a happiness coach and an entrepreneur. She's known for bringing her charismatic personality and sheer joy for living to every experience and every individual. And you can just see, even from a still shot of her, that charisma, but that energy that you are so drawn to her. She has mastered the art of living life fully and passionately. And the release of her Amazon best-selling book, A One Happy Thought at a Time, 30 Days Happier You, a must-read, cements her lifelong practice of adding more happiness to this world by empowering others with science-based tools and techniques that help them lead a happier, more fulfilling life. Rochelle believes in living a life that is engaging at every level and utilizes practical techniques to teach audiences her unique approach to living a happy life. She describes herself as an attorney by trade and happiness coach by heart. I love her. Rochelle earned a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology from Tennessee State University, graduating big time, Summa Cum Laude. That's like big time, bright girl. She graduated with a Juris Doctorate from the University of Miami School of Law in 2005, and in 2018, she earned a positive psychology specialization certification. Now, this is very important, guys, that we hear people's background and their bios. So we know that sometimes we think that we have to be this one person and we just have to be on this one lane, and we can run different lanes. We can run 100 meter, 200 meter, 400 meter.
We can be a Sharika Jackson.
Like that. So in October 2019, Rochelle was the opening keynote speaker at, guess this, at Sagicor's SMS Next Level conference, where Steve Harvey was the main speaker. She's been featured in the Washington Post, The Lily, Brickell Magazine, Voyage Miami, Ulipatin, Key Biscayne, Islander News, and on our very own nationwide news network. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so glad that our emergers were able to join us for tonight, because on a night that we need this energy, please stand up where you are, cheer and shout and give a round of applause and drop it in the comments, some yay and some fire shot for Rochelle Gapere.
Hi, Rochelle.
Wait, I want to take you on the road with me to introduce me everywhere. You are
Hi, Ro.
Hi, girls. I'm so happy to see
Rochelle,
you.
everybody says that, okay?
No, she's amazing. Incredible. Yeah,
Yes.
I loved it. How are you?
Awesome. So, Rochelle, I'm going to start first, right? Because we're just going to jump right in. And as we said, this episode, this first episode for season 5, we need you. So I remember when I went to your first event with Women Winning Now. It was the first event you guys were doing. It was in Miami, Florida. And I'm going to be honest. When I saw that you were speaking as a happiness coach, I was very skeptical. I was just like, what the hell is a happiness coach, right? I was like, I want to support my girls. I'm in Florida. I'm going to take my friend. We're going to go to this event. I've already done a vision board, but I've never done one with Nicole. So I was like, all right, let me hear. I've never heard Rachel speak, whatever. I went with a very open mind, but I was like, I just need to hear what Rochelle is going to talk about. And let me tell you, out of everybody that spoke, everybody was great in their own right. But I left feeling so much better about the potential I have to increase my own happiness by doing little things at home, sipping my special coffee on a Saturday that has my Sansas rum cream in it, or going to the beach, or actually actively thinking about the things that make me happy and finding the time to actually include it in my calendar in the same way I would a client meeting or something with my family, and putting my happiness first. And I really left feeling so good. And I remember sharing with other friends who are also very curious about this happiness coach thing, telling them that, like, listen, guys, you need to go and follow Rochelle. Whatever she's
Read
doing,
that book.
I don't think the book was out yet. So it was like,
the book
the same weekend.
Remember we had.
Because I remember I bought the book online. I didn't have a physical copy.
Oh, on Kindle. On Kindle.
It was on Kindle, right? So I downloaded it on Kindle, right? But it was just it was a life-changing experience, right? And so the question is, how did you transition? You're still an attorney, but what made you decide to step out into this field that we just never knew that someone could be a chief happiness officer? So tell us about that journey.
So, hi, girls. Again, thanks so much for having me. I just feel honored to be here. And it really touches my heart, like what you just said, how it resonated with you. Yeah. So ultimately, I am going to be really candid tonight. And I was reflecting before I came on. And my origination story really started because my little cousin, he was killed. And so I remember in October 2015, he was 28 years old, and I was sitting at his memorial, and his casket was open, and I was looking at him, thinking about the life that he had, all the dreams that he was going to die with, right? And so fast forward the year after that, I was in a space in my life where I kept thinking there has to be more for me other than law. I had practiced law at that time, maybe 12 years, but it wasn't my thing. I knew law wasn't my thing from my first year in law school, from my first week of law school, actually. But I had nothing else. I'd always wanted to be a lawyer. And I just kept asking, okay, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? Why am I here? It took a long time for me to figure it out, but that was the seed. That was the initial seed. Like when I'm laying in my coffin at the end of my life, would I've used all my gifts? And at that point, I didn't think I would have. Mm-hmm. So as life has it, when the student is ready, the master appears. When the student is ready, the master appears. And so for me, the master and the teacher ended up being the end of a long-term relationship. And so I didn't realize that in asking for my purpose and to figure out what I really was called to do, that my whole life literally was going to collapse around me. So this relationship, I had so much hope for it. I thought we were going to get married, and a lot of my dreams were tied to him. And so when that just fell apart, then I literally was just like, okay, what now? Like, this is crazy. And so in that process, we had mutual friends, and I live in Miami, and as I would go out and about, people would say to me, "How are you doing?" And it was like it was care but pity. And so
Yeah.
I was just so perplexed. I was like, well, I'm sad, but I'm grateful that I'm alive. One area of my life being bad doesn't mean my entire life being bad. It's just one area. I still have my friends, I have my family, I have my job, I have my health. And so people, as I would say that, they kept saying, you have a refreshing perspective. Maybe you should write a book about this. And I was just like, write a book about this? What's so refreshing about this perspective? You got through a breakup, you bounce back, you keep it moving, right? And so as people would say that, I started just having this gut feeling of, okay, if people are so just intrigued by the fact that I am handling this so well, is there more here? And I really started wondering, what was it about my disposition that was more predisposed to optimism and thankfulness, gratitude, and why, I had this outlook and so many people were surprised. Bingo. I started studying the science of happiness. I'm a psychology major. And so when I was in undergrad, I studied psychology, and it was all doom and gloom. And so as I was researching happiness, I realized that they now had a new school of thought, positive psychology. And I was just intrigued by the whole thing. And so through that research, I decided, okay, I can teach people how to find joy. I can teach people how to find happiness and live happier, more fulfilling lives. At the end of the day, we are the creator of our universe, right? Mm-hmm. We create through our thoughts and our feelings. And so many of us don't even realize the power that we have to create the pathway for our lives, right? And so that's what it came about. And so I wrote the book because I went on a mission. I was just like, okay, I'm going to write this book. I went to my job. I told them that my life was falling apart. I was just like, my life is a hot mess and I need some time off. And my boss was looking at me like, are you okay? And I said, no, I'm not. I really need time off. I need to figure myself out. I had a 5-year plan, 2-year plan, 10-year plan. Now I have no plan. And I just need to just stop, pause, and breathe and figure myself out. Not what society says I should want, not what mommy, anybody wants for me or from me. What do I want for myself? And I found that answer in stillness. So I went away to Oxford, started writing the book, studying happiness, and bingo, here I am.
Here you are, best-selling author.
4-year journey. Yeah.
I love it. So Rochelle, in this panini that we're living in right now, right? It's a hot mess. The world is a hot mess. So yeah. What are some easy takeaways that you could share with our audience that we're all struggling, every one of us in different ways, whether it's not being able to see family, whether we've had COVID, whether we decided to be vaxxed or unvaxxed, or it's just so much is happening in our personal space and just around the world. How do we still find happiness in a time like this? What are some of the things that we could start doing, small steps to regain or reclaim our happiness?
Okay, so let me start by just laying the science out there. I think people just need to know how much agency they have over their lives, right? And so 50% of our happiness is based on genetics. 10% life circumstances, what we find ourselves in, the pandemic, the panini, whatever, the panoramic, whatever you want to say with us, right? 40% of our happiness is based on our habits and our life choices. 40%. And so that's the sweet spot. When you realize that you have 40%, if you could control 40% of the weather, 40% of your paycheck, like what you earn, 40% of the traffic on the road, you would say absolutely yes, right? So now knowing that you have 40% of control of your happiness, how are you going to react from this point forward? Because now you realize you have more power than you ever gave yourself credit for, right? Yeah. So some simple things. Listen, you have to turn off the news. So many of us are just watching the news 24/7. You have to stay informed. But if everything that you're watching is negative, of course you're going to feel down. Of course you're going to have anxiety. Good things are happening around us still. Babies are being born, right? People are still falling in love, getting married. But it is so easy to lose focus of some of the simple pleasures of life because all we're seeing every day is doom and gloom. So yes, we must stay informed. But do you need to watch the news from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.? Perhaps not. It's the same thing that you're seeing. Maybe you could swap out some of that time with music that you love. Music that you know reminds you of periods in your life when you were happy, whether it was your graduation, the first dance at your wedding. Maybe there's an artist who you enjoy. Play that music around you, like cultivate an environment that feels good.
Rochelle, you know that I think my Alexa is tired of hearing me say, Alexa, play music from 1996.
Yes!
Because that's what I love. I love music. I play R&B from 1996. That's, I just want to hear, and then after I'm like, all right, play R&B from 1997.
Wait. My Alexa heard you and started playing music. Alexa, stop playing music.
Because it gets me into a happy zone, right? Where I feel nostalgic and I start remembering, what I was doing and who I was falling in love with at that stage of my life. And exactly. it makes me feel happy.
That's my point exactly. Another tip I'm going to say, because I know we have to move along, is in the morning as you wake up, listen, do not pick up your phone. You have to play offense in your day rather than defense. The first couple minutes when you are centered in your bed, gratitude practice. 3 new things every single day that you're grateful for before your mind can start complaining. And let me tell you this, we have 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts per day. Of those, 80% are negative. 80% are negative. And the worst part is 95% of our thoughts are repetitive. So it means that 80% of your thoughts are negative and you're thinking the same things 95% of the time, which is crazy. So you almost have to start being so cognizant of what it is you're thinking. You wake up in the morning, gratitude practice, because it's easy to wake up and think, okay, Lord, the pandemic, no movement days in Jamaica, when this going to be done? But think about if you woke up, 3 new things. I'm grateful for my vision. I'm grateful for the ability to smell. And it's easy to start, you may think, oh, well, 3 new things, I'm going to run out of things. I bet you can't. I challenge you for all of September to give gratitude for a part of your body. You will be so surprised. You're going to start finding body parts that you even forgot existed, right? So just get very creative with this practice. And it's even more beneficial when you bring your friends and loved ones along. They call you complaining. Hey, pause 1 second. What are you grateful for? What good is happening? We just have to train our mind to start looking for the good things, the silver linings. And it doesn't mean that life isn't hard. There are lots of hard things going on around us. But listen, life was hard 40, 50 years ago. World War I, World War II, we survived. And we're building emotional resiliency. So rather than think, okay, why are we here? Why are we here? We are here. Accept the reality of the fact that we're here. But now that we're here, how are you going to become a better version of yourself in this season? And really, the mere fact that you've lived till September 1st, 2021, March, we started this craziness March 2020, and we survived to this point. So celebrate yourself. Celebrate the fact that you had the resiliency to make it this far, right? So those are just a couple. The gratitude practice, being very mindful of picking up that phone in the morning. You have to be so careful of that. Do not go on social media and start comparing your life to other people. That is a huge problem because you're looking on somebody's 2-minute highlight reel where the face tune, airbrush, everything to good up themselves, and you're with yourself 24 hours a day. How dare you? How dare you compare yourself to an image of somebody who you don't even know? You know yourself, right? So be very mindful. So those are just a couple tips.
And don't watch the news all day.
Oh, Lord. Turn on the music and dance. Have a dance party. Have some fun. Play. Create your happy list tonight. What are things that you know that are free that bring you joy? And whenever you're feeling down, you look on that happy list and you do something on that list. It may be picking up the Bible and reading a few proverbs out loud. It may be Googling some happiness quotes and saying those out loud. It may be watching funny videos on YouTube. There's so many little things, but you know, when you get bogged down, remember, with those 80,000 thoughts and 80% of them being negative, it's easy to just get into that cycle of life is bad. This will never pass. Oh my God, why are we here? No, shake it up, shake it up, shake it up.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna create my own happiness playlist. Like
I have one. Celine Dion, I'm Alive is on. I walk out in this apartment all day, every day to that song. Whenever I feel like my mood is dipping, nope, I'm alive. And it's a loaded meaning. I am alive. How dare I sit around complaining when there are people dying every day, and I play that song and I dance and I'm like, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive.
And movement is a big part of you know, getting those happiness, whatever it is inside, to actually start activating too, right?
The happy 12 minutes of movement is enough to increase your happiness hormones, oxytocin, dopamine. 12 minutes. People, you have to run 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 12 minutes. That's just dancing to 3 songs. We all can walk outside for 12 minutes, get your vitamin D, but 12 minutes, that's it. Not an hour, 12 minutes, so short, to increase those happy hormones. So I'm so happy you mentioned the movement.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Rochelle.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking of my happiness playlist.
Put on berries, anything you love.
Because I'm one of those people, like, I never know the name of a song, and I only recognize my song when it gets to the chorus, and I'm like, that's my song.
I Google all the time the lyrics.
The lyrics of songs. You know what though? Yeah. Sometimes I don't Google it because then I realize how stupid the words are, and I get I don't want to Google it. I just think I hear, which is usually foolishness. But the dirt bones, I was trying to do the dirt bones recently. So I was.
Wait, what's the dirt bones?
Can you show me? Show me, Rush. Show me. Show us. Do I
you know, man, said to me, he's like, we're not ready to go a road with this one yet. It's like, you don't look good. You don't look.
At least you kept it real. At least you kept it real.
You know what, Rush? Well, Rochelle Cameron, adding to what you said about the lyrics and stuff, one of the things that one of my group of girlfriends, if we go somewhere for the weekend together, whatever, we must include a karaoke night.
Yes.
It is like critical to the success of our weekend, because we just get so full. Most of us don't know the words of the song, but we're singing to the top of our lungs. You can't help but laugh. You just feel happy. Like it's like a staple thing that we add if we're doing an outing together where it's more than one night. Karaoke night is a must.
But Naomi, you can add that to your happy list. You literally could do karaoke on YouTube with your friends.
I know. We have our karaoke season coming up soon.
Yeah, just do it. You could just right here on Zoom, we could have karaoke. I would just knock those up.
I wonder if we should have like a Emerge karaoke edition.
Yes, I'm not singing.
I'll be the host.
I'll just come.
I think we should, and like have different people pop in and sing a tune.
I think that would be cute.
I think so too. Okay, moving on to you, Rochelle Cameron.
No, you know, as Rochelle was speaking, I thought to myself, because what I actually liked is that she's like, it's a science-based, because you know, I need to understand, like, we did study what is happiness. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because happiness, it's not the easiest thing to define, but you know when you're happy. Mm-hmm. And you know the things that just like make you happy. And you know, in trying to define it, we're overcomplicating something that just makes us feel, you know, when you laugh till your jaw corner.
Yes.
And there's some people that you can tell the same stories to, and you laugh even more the next time you told it over and over. And there's some songs that take you back to a point in your life where when you see the young girl, them twerk up their body and a wine on themselves, you say, you don't know wine. I will be Well, you know, Rochelle, what I love about you is that in presenting yourself to us, even on social media, there is just that realness about you. And recently, you shared with us a journey that you're on, and one of the things for this season is that we are talking a lot more about the vastness of our journeys. And you talked about, and there's an article about it. I say a big, article in a like big publication, and you talked about, this freezing of your eggs, and everybody knows my one egg story. That it
I
really
don't know it. So you have to tell me. We have to talk about
Rochelle,
it.
please share your one egg story.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're willing to share, no, but I definitely would love to hear
because
it one day.
when I was hanging with my friends today, because I was so moved by freezing of eggs, because in the year before I had Christian, the several of my friends just abstractly called me about freezing eggs.
Oh wow.
No, I'm a little older than Naomi and Catherine. I see Catherine.
Can we replay that section?
Perspective. My friends and I, who would have gone to high school and stuff together, they were at the time like 44. Okay. So you're at that stage where people are like, your dog is so cute, you're gonna need more dogs. Probably get a cat too, and a bird.
Rochelle, you are killing me.
And apparently I did have one egg. But it was at a time that I had done a lot of research about freezing. And the reason I hadn't gone down the road, I was like, what I think me go for freeze the egg them? And when they go check, they go tell me, say the tray empty. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Apparently there was one egg up in there. But but though that a part of this journey for me is just how much we don't talk about fertility, and how much we don't talk about our career journey, and that it's okay that there's a point that your career, that's all you're seeing, and you're traveling down that road. Then all of a sudden you're 40 and you're like, but Janet Jackson had a child at like 52. Let's do this. We've got 12 more years to go, But like, we need to be talking that along the journey with the choices that we make, what are some of the things that we can be doing to kind of just give ourselves an out? And I thought that you sharing freezing of your eggs, because we're not talking about the woman thing, then we're not talking about what it is like to be a career woman, and then you look and you say, we could have deal with a child, but also that you look and you say, but yeah, I could have and I didn't, and it's fine. I'm like a whole person still. So I'd love you to just talk a little bit about that experience of freezing your eggs and what that journey has been like for you.
So I'll start by saying I don't know. I knew I wanted to be a mom, but I didn't have an overwhelming desire to be a mom until I turned maybe like 36. I'd moved in after my breakup. I moved in with my godkids, and at that time, my godson was 1 and my goddaughter was 9. And the joy that they brought me every day, they were just so happy to see me. And I was the party girl going to happy hour. And then I moved in with them, and my friends would ask, "Are you coming to happy hour?" And I'm like, no, I have to rush home to go to see my godkids. And I'm like, at one point, it's like, who am I? And so I remember there was a time early in my 30s where I'd said to one of my aunts, is there something wrong with me? Everybody wants to get married, they want to have kids, and they have the names picked out. And I'm just like, okay, what country am I going to next? What am I doing next, right? And she said to me, no, you're moving at your own pace. And when the time comes, if it does come, your light switch will go on. So my light switch went on. And so that was around 36. And so it just so happened I have been going to my dermatologist since I was 28. And so I know her pretty well. And I noticed she had a child, and she's 10 years old. Well, she's about 7 years older than me. And I went to her for a routine checkup. And I asked her, I said, hey, I don't want to pry, but I would love to know more about this baby and your journey to getting here. And she said, oh, ask me anything. How old are you again? And I said, 38. She said, you need to freeze the eggs. And so I was just like, hold on, whoa. At that point, it just seemed so, I was just like, it just came out to left field. And she said, Rochelle, I don't want to hear anything about, God, and you're just waiting. She said, God made science for a reason. You need to explore all your options. And I was just like, okay. She said, at minimum, if you don't freeze them, please go and do an AMH test. And that seemed rational to me. I'd never heard what an AMH test was. And I asked her, she said, that's a test that it's a simple blood test, actually, and it measures the levels of your ovarian reserve, right?
So how much in the tray?
Yes, in layman's terms, pretty much saying how much eggs you have, if you can breathe, right? Pretty much, right? If your tray empty or is full. So I literally walked out of that office and I called my OBGYN and I said to her, hey, I need to do an AMH test. Mind you, I've been going to my OBGYN religiously on my birthday for years. She has never mentioned that to me. And so it's not even, it's one of those things where it's just really not even discussed. And so I have now become this advocate for proactive fertility research or knowledge, right? A lot of what American healthcare does, and I feel like, is that if I tried to get pregnant at 43, then they would start telling me the solutions. Spend $150,000 on fertility drugs. But why not tell me that at 30, hey, there's a simple AMH test. It's $10 with your insurance. Find out what your ovarian reserves are. Then you are empowered to make a decision. Fortunately for me, my reserves were high. I immediately started, the seed was planted. And let me tell you, the universe conspires, because once you start thinking something, it almost is like magic. A friend of mine saw me like a week later and I ran into her. She said, oh, I'm heading to Barbados to freeze my eggs. I was like, oh, wait, tell me more. Just randomly. And I was like, tell me more. And so she told me, she gave me the number for her clinic. She's a CPA. She's so detailed and so like on point with things. I got the number. I set up an appointment with the clinic. The fertility specialist called me from Barbados. I remember it was Thanksgiving, and I was so happy that I did it in Thanksgiving because I was around my family, and I just loved the fact that I had the support, and they were on board. They said, Rochelle, at the end of the day, it's better to preserve your options. You don't know if you'll ever need these eggs, but let's see. I spoke to her, and what she said to me really resonated. She said, your ovarian reserves are high enough where I believe you'll be able to have a child naturally when you are in your early 40s. However, if you want to give that child siblings, you could use your frozen eggs. And I said, bingo, ladies, sign me up. Where do I send my money, right? And the crazy thing, I'm the only child, and I love being the only child. I've had a great life. I have great friends who are like sisters, right? But I also knew that I wanted to have options, because so many women just make decisions from fear. And so for me, once I decided to do it, I said, I'm going to tell every single person over 30 years old about this option, because I've seen many women stay in the wrong relationships because they were afraid about their fertility. And even for me, when I was leaving my relationship at 35, that was the biggest fear. As I said, okay, I'm 35. Now what? Like, am I going to have children? And you hear this whole, once you turn 30, you have no eggs. And it was just a lot. And I was just, I said, well, I need my peace over this relationship. So I chose myself. But ultimately, it's just preserving options. And I may never use those eggs. I may not have to. Hopefully, I'll just have a natural childbirth. That's what I'm praying for. But the fact of the matter is, it has given me peace that I didn't even know I needed. Like, it didn't even occur to me how relieved I would feel. So now when I date, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I am not making decisions because of a ticking biological clock, And so doing it in Barbados was significantly less than doing it here. I paid on average like about $7,000 total with my medicine and actual retrieval. A friend of mine did it a week before me in Miami, because I suggested that she do it. I was just like, girl, we are doing this together. And so she spent 14,000 here. So you also can get very creative about this, and so I just want to tell people that access is possible. It's actually cheaper in Jamaica too, but you have to be on the island for 6 weeks. And I knew I didn't have 6 weeks to stay in Jamaica, like I work here and everything. But knowledge is power. And so I believe that when we stand in our truth, we liberate others to do the same. And so there are so many women who have DM'd me who have now taken the AMH test. And I've had at least 7 of them go to freeze their eggs. And so for me, when I started sharing, it was, if I could just help one woman be empowered to have the agency, to take her fertility under her wings, then I've done my job. So I've done my job. And it literally has taken on a life of its own. The Washington Post published a story, which is, a lot of times people are wondering, you don't have to do things for external validation, but when you're doing the right thing, the universe will just set everything in motion, right? And so I remember starting off wanting to help one person. And so with that story being published in the Washington Post, it has now helped thousands of people, right? But the seed was initially just one person wrote, one person, right? And so here we are. I have those eggs in Barbados waiting for me. And when I'm pregnant, y'all, I'm going to tell you if I use the eggs or if I didn't, because I keep it real. I keep it real.
I love it.
Yeah.
But you're so right. It's not a conversation that we have. We just don't talk about it.
We don't. But it's so funny, Naomi, when I started posting about it, so many women, even people who I consider friends, like not best friends, but acquaintances, they said, oh, I froze my eggs in this month. I did it in October. I froze my eggs in August. Or I was just like, okay, wait. So nobody thought to share this baby situation with me. I was just out here just winging it. Yeah. There's some shame around it. It's almost like you're ashamed to admit, hey, I want children. I don't have a boyfriend. I don't have a husband, so now I have to go and do it by myself. But there's no shame for me. I mean, to me, it's about empowerment. The worst thing is to get, and I said it earlier, about get to the end of my life and realize that I did not make decisions for myself. I made decisions because of external factors. I'm not doing that. I'm living a life that I need to feel comfortable and proud of today and at the end of my life. So pretty much it was a no-brainer for me to share it with the world. It was.
Yeah.
And it's funny how it ties back into just your overall purpose on this happiness journey, which is a lot about decisions that we make for ourselves. Because most of the time we're unhappy, it's because we're like doing some stuff that's not, it's not in our field, we're not interested, that's not the journey for us.
No alignment.
And then we are so ashamed because we make up stories in our head about other people's lives. And we start making excuses for our own. And it's just that I made a decision and it's my decision. And it may be a good decision or a bad decision. But I made a decision. And it's that consciousness of the decision that really impacted me from your story, that whether it's about eggs, a career, whatever in life, just the consciousness of the decision and recognizing too that other people I live them life. As you said, people are freeze them egg in August and never tell you about it.
Wait, never. That's the thing. You know what I love to tell my clients when I'm coaching? I said so many people are busy thinking about what people are thinking about them. They are not thinking about you. They're so consumed with their lives. They don't care about you. Go and write the book. Go and launch a business. They don't care. People are so consumed with themselves. So stop worrying about what other people are thinking. Get still and start focusing on what you want for your life. I'm telling you, girl, nobody cares if you break up with a little awful man. Nobody cares. Well, we're busy trying to just we're just trying to tread water. We're trying to stay alive. I don't have time to be busy in myself with everybody else's business because I'm just trying to hold on to my little peace and my joy, right? So, stop delaying your happiness or your joy because you are waiting for people to give you permission to do the things that you know deep in your gut you should be doing. So if today you needed the permission, here, I give you permission. Go, do it. Be fabulous, as what Rochelle said. Be fabulous and own your journey. Stop waiting for permission. Yeah.
Wow.
Annalise says, "This is why I love you. So brave and transparent."
Oh, I love you.
Rushy finish?
Yeah, Catherine, I was just thinking though, do you find Catherine looks tonight like, you know, Flash Dance, how that girl was cute with her off the shoulder thing and her hair.
And then the hair and stuff.
Them take up this habit of every episode now. They want to comment on my appearance.
Well, you're gorgeous, so
do the movement. Do the movement, Kat.
My Roro. So, Rochelle, for the benefit of people that only get to see you on social media and that don't know you in real life, you talked about the 50% of happiness being genetic, 10% based on our circumstances, and us having control of that 40%. Right? So, do you just naturally wake up happy and full of energy all the time, or is it something that you actually have to be intentional about being?
So to be fair, I believe so that 50% of the genetics is very happy, right? So I work at it though. So it's not just, so it's knowing the tools that I need to reset myself. So there's some days where I'm like, okay, what's going on? And I hold myself accountable because there's nobody who's going to do the work for me. So to answer your question, I believe I am predisposed to happiness, but in the same breath, I have to do the work. It's a muscle. You have to exercise it every single day. And I am very intentional about the energy that I allow to come in my sphere. I'm so intentional. And I had to work on that because, and I'll give this, I'll tell you guys this testimony. One Christmas, I was sitting at home with my aunt. We're in Nashville, and she started like counting out all the people who are plugging into my source, right? And she said, can you imagine how much more powerful you would be if you started serving people from your overflow? Wow. And I was just like, So what she meant is all of us have a cup. Let's say we have a tank, and your cup, it has as much water as it can hold. If you are allowing everybody to just keep coming and taking from the cup, eventually your cup will be empty. So what she was saying to me is that I needed to learn how to just refill my cup, keep it full, which is what I'm pretty good at doing. Yeah. But also to just stop the leaks. Stop the leaks. And I just started serving from my overflow. I got better. All my relationships got better. Because once you're serving from like abundance, you have more to give, right? Which is why they always say you can't pour from an empty tank. And what's happening is that a lot of us are feeling like pulled in too many directions. We're saying yes to too many things that are truly not in alignment with what we should be doing. You know, ultimately, you think you're being a hero by showing up for everybody, but if you're showing up for them mediocre, then what's the point? Yeah. You know, and sometimes we're enabling our friends and our family to be mediocre by always solving their problems. So you also have to allow people to stand on their own 2 feet. So I had to learn that lesson, that role. Everybody comes to you for advice. Everybody wants you to come to this event, that event, but you have to pause. And I learned to make happiness enhancing decisions, which is day 1 in my book. Day one. Let me tell you, before I step foot out of this house, Rochelle, will doing this thing make you happier? Yes or no? Yes, I will do the thing. No, I will sit in my bed. I will read a book because I love to read, or I'll watch Netflix. I will do things that I enjoy. You have to be intentional about every single moment of your day. Because if not, people's problems start becoming your problems, and you're like, wait, how did I get dragged into this? Right? So learn to make these happiness enhancing decisions. And that's for everything. It's for showing up on boards. I've been asked, and I've said, listen, I love your mission, but Thank you for the consideration. I actually think there will be somebody better suited for this. I don't need my ego stroked. I believe in alignment and purpose. So I'm spending my energy on the things that I know fill me up and things that make me feel good and things that I know I can bring my best self to. Because the worst feeling is when I would say yes to certain things and then I'd get there and be agitated. Like,
and you hate it. You're like, I hate it here.
Nobody forced me to go. I was the one who went. And so I'm doing a disservice also to the organization or the party or whatever it is when I show up with that little energy that's not right. And I believe that when you're taking up spaces that are not for you, it's being selfish because there's somebody else who would have absolutely loved to be in that space.
Yeah.
It's not always about me or always about you individually, but think about it as service. Like, who could show up in this space and enjoy and love it? Let me relinquish this energy to them. And then you open up your space for the things that are meant for you.
Yeah.
I don't need to learn about all kinds of things. I just need to learn about what I like to learn about. And I will let other people do the things that they like and learn about. And that's happiness. Knowing the things that you enjoy, knowing the things that make you happy, and doing those things. Stop doing the things that frustrate you and make you unhappy. And if you're in a relationship, a job, whatever, it's not that you will wake up tomorrow and just quit, but start planning the exit strategy. Yeah. There is another option, because once you are alive, there is another option. Once you have pulse, you have possibility. You have breath in your body, you could just make a different decision. And remember, I told you, nobody thinking about you, so make the decision.
Yeah. What grounds you? You talk about not being able to pour from an empty cup. So what grounds you and what fills you?
So let me tell you, I got saved at 15 years old at Morelands Camp. Yeah. So that was a huge moment in my life. I'd always gone to Sunday school, Bethel Baptist. I loved it as a kid. And I went because my mom would take me there, right? And so I had a relationship with Jesus, God, because, all right, I go to church every Sunday, but Morelands Camp was transformational for me. I really started nurturing a relationship with God at 15 years old. And so my self-esteem was rooted in it. You know, I was just like, okay, well, God said I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Well, that means that's it, because God is the most important person. So clearly, if he thinks I'm incredible,
I must be.
I don't care who else doesn't think. God said I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. That is it. And so my faith literally grounds me. There's so many times I will try to get outside of the will of what I know is right and try to do things in my own time and my own understanding. Yeah. And then God just humbled me and I said, Lord Jesus, let me just slow down, right? So I have morning devotion every morning. I write in my prayer journal. I could be in Ibiza, I could be in Greece, Istanbul, wherever. My prayer journal will be tucked away in a corner, writing. If I were to die tomorrow, you guys would know everything I've done since 17 years old. That was my first prayer journal. I was going to college and my mom gave it to me and I just write everything, all my prayers. And while I'm a huge advocate of journaling, this is a side point, is that a lot of times we don't give ourselves credit for our journey. We forget our struggles and our wins, right? And so there are things that I remember when I got my first C in law school, the first semester, y'all, I was crying like somebody died. I was acting crazy. My family had to call on three-way, like, girl, if you don't get it together, we're going to come for you in Miami because you're acting completely irrational. And I look back on that time and I see how ridiculous that was. That thing that I was just making a big mountain out of a molehill. I am now an attorney for 15 years. Nobody has ever asked me, hey, did you get a C in contracts? They don't care. So it just reminds me, and I go back in my journal different times. I'll pick it up September 1st, 1998, September 1st, 2005. And I remember, and through it all, I am reminded of God's goodness. He has never failed me. I'm still here. Yeah. And no matter how far I stray off course, which I do because I'm not perfect, none of us are, he loves me. And that's enough. That's all I need. He loves me. It don't matter what I do, him still love me. I don't want to pray, him love me. I got talk to the wrong man, him still love me. I drink enough liquor, I'm drunk, love me still. It don't matter, and it just is that grounds me knowing that no, I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to do any other thing other than exist exactly as Rochelle Gapere to be loved by God. And that's enough. Totally enough.
Yes, it is.
Love that.
Love.
Totally enough.
Rochelle, this has been just amazing.
Oh, girls. The energy when we came on was great.
Oh, yay. So what I want to ask for those who are being introduced to you for the first time, who should buy your book? And what are and do you offer any services as a happiness coach right now, currently?
So everybody should buy my book. And I have throughout the pandemic, I've been doing mostly workshops for large groups because one-on-one coaching takes a lot out of my energy.
Amen.
And I needed to preserve my joy and my peace during this season. So I have scaled back on my one-on-one coaching because self-preservation. I would prefer to make $0 and have my peace than how much ever dollars and just have all this different energy. So one-on-one coaching, I have held off on it a bit, but I've been doing a lot of corporate coaching and workshops. So yes, but definitely get the book. It's easy. Every day for 30 days, you wake up, you do one action item, you take your notes or you go call whoever you're supposed to call. Whatever the action item is, I like and I suggest that you do it one day at a time so you could really do the work.
I couldn't do that. I did it once. What about the journal?
So wait. So listen. I get it. You could read it all the way through for sure, but I do believe that you should do it one day at a time, especially for somebody who is really in a space where they are a little bit conflicted about how they're feeling in their lives right now. Because then it gives them something to look forward to and it gives them something to do every day. Right. So, the journal is there too. If you're not a huge reader, the journal is there. It has a lot of the same quotes and a lot of the action prompts for you to do. So so I have those two. I'm supposed to be writing a new book, but that's all, Lord, and I need to send me some writing.
No comment.
No comment on that. Yeah, but I believe it will come to me
it will come when it's supposed to come.
Yeah. I'm not
where can people find you?
Social media on all platforms, Rochelle Gapere. First and last name, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. And I love to talk to people in my DMs. Sometimes people message me and they're like, oh my God, you replied. I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't I? I love learning from you people. It's great. Yeah.
Love that.
Feel free to
Rochelle, this has been so amazing. We are now at this has been fun the entire episode. Yeah. But it's about to get even more fun because we're now at the best advice segment where we're going to ask you a couple questions when we're going to ask for the best advice that you would give or you've received about a particular topic as they come on screen. Perfect. So the first one is going to be the best advice that you would give or you have received about love.
When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. I would have avoided so much emotional turmoil if I had learned that lesson sooner. And a lot of times we want to project goodness on people. We want to believe that they're somebody else other than what they're showing us, they are. And so, you just have to believe that what they're showing you is exactly who they are. And keep it moving. And listen, there are 7.6 billion people in the world. One monkey, no stop, no show. So I will follow up with that. One monkey, no stop, no show. Moving. You deserve goodness.
Yes. Best advice about money.
Oh, money. So from young, my mom always told me, save. But to be fair, when I was 17, I went to college and my Uncle Mark, he picked me up from the airport. And the only thing he said to me was, I know you're going to do good in school, get good grades. Do not apply for any credit cards. And I said, okay. He's like, no, you don't spend what you don't have. And so that lesson has stuck with me. And so many of my colleagues, you know, as we're going through undergrad and law school, they had so much credit card debt. And I had none because I remember what he told me. So I even thanked him the other day for that advice, because it really has, you know, helped me a lot, especially living in America with the whole credit system and the credit score. So I was able to avoid all that drama because of that one nugget. Do not, and I pass it on to all my mentees, do not open any credit cards until you have a job and you can pay for it, right?
Yeah.
And buy things cash if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Health. That's
nice about health.
So to be fair, I think this one is more personal agency. My dad died when he was 41 years old, but he died from meningitis. And so I've always been keenly aware of how important it is for us to take care of ourselves so that we could live well while we have life. And so I also believe I'm going to have a long life. I don't know where I got this number 93. I've been saying it since I was little. I'm going to die at 93. And if I'm going to die at 93, then listen, I need to look good and be able to do whatever dance Rochelle was talking about. So that's a part of the reason why I'm very cognizant about working out more so now than when I was younger. I used to just rest on my laurels. Oh, I have routines. Now I know I literally have to do it. I work out at least 5 times a week. And I have to do it because I want to be healthy and I don't want to burden anybody. And happiness is health. Health is happiness. Yeah.
Best advice about relationships.
Oh, I said that already.
It can be other kinds of relationships too, you know.
Oh, okay, relationships. Well, you're the sum of the 5 people that you spend time with, and I truly believe it. I can come off the phone with Nadia, who's one of my best friends, and I literally feel like I can conquer the world. I spoke to her today. I'm like, well, that's it. I am Oprah. I'm Oprah. At this point, I'm the Oprah of Africa. I am flying private. I am a multimillionaire, and I am just winning at everything, right? And then there's some friends who I'll talk to, and it leaves me feeling heavy. And so why I give that example, it's not that I don't love all my friends. I just know that I need to keep the right ones around me to vibrate the same kind of good energy and vibrate on the level of possibility and abundance and love and joy and health and prosperity and goodness. And so I'm very mindful. So if you're listening, go through your phone, look on the last 5 people that you spoke to. Who are you talking to the most on WhatsApp? How did they make you feel? Are they making
How did they make you feel?
Yes. Take an audit of the people who you're surrounding yourself with, because that makes a difference. It makes all the difference in the world.
Last question. What advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
Slow down. Slow down. You know what? I went to college at 17 and I was in Nashville and I was just in such a rush to leave. I graduated in 3.5 years. I was taking overloads and there was that feeling of, I want to just accomplish everything, you know, and I graduated law school at 24. And now in retrospect, I should have taken that time to study abroad. I did study abroad only for a summer, but I should have gone for like a year. And there's so, you know, I love these memes that have been going around now where people say, oh, I got married at 43 or I wrote my first book at 50.
Yeah.
Sometimes we feel like we have to accomplish everything immediately.
Yeah.
We live in a microwave society. And so what I would have said to myself at 20 is to savor the moment. It's okay. Nobody cares if you practice law 50 years or 48. The little 2 years you're not going to live in Italy. I'm going to be a Vogue model or something. No, you know what I mean? So slow down and don't be hard on yourself about hitting these milestones. Who came up with this stuff? You have to be married by this.
Came up with this stuff.
No, relax. Your life is on schedule. I'd have told that to my 20-year-old self, and I said that to my 40-year-old self all the time. Ro, you're exactly where you need to be. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And it gives me peace. I'm exactly where I need to be.
Wow, indeed.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking a while ago that I should have put some Vaseline on my gum. because I've been smiling so much and my gums got dry. So you know,
You are so silly. I love it. My namesake, you are a ball of good energy, girl. A ball of good energy.
let me tell you, you have really, I've just been looking at the comments and just hearing the nuggets. I mean, I could sit and listen to you just on and on. And I hope you understand the impact that you are having on people and that you continue to just plug into that overflow that we get to benefit from, because you are remarkable, just
Oh,
absolutely
thank you.
remarkable.
Absolutely remarkable.
Amazing.
Unicorn things, Rochelle.
Unicorn things.
More words have power.
Yes.
I love you ladies so much. I'm so proud of you. I have to big up Sagicor.
Yes.
Sagicor was my
Sagicor is our sponsor.
I know, and that is why this is a full circle moment, because Sagicor, Marcia Richards is my fairy godmother. She took a chance on me, and that chance opened up so many doors in my life. And so I am a huge advocate of just opening the door. The people who have to come with the resume and the experience, just give them the space to just exercise their gift. And she took a chance on me. And so Sagicor was my first major speaking engagement. And to see you three sponsored by Sagicor, my heart is just bursting with gratitude and joy. Like, it's just amazing how life just works. It just is incredible.
No, and it's funny that you mentioned Marcia, because it's the same journey. Sagicor was my first major speaking.
See?
And when she asked me to do it, I mean, for a moment, I was like,
what am I going to talk about?
what do I have interesting? And you know, it's amazing. And again, we would like to thank Sagicor. Sagicor has been for us too, that they have taken a chance with us. They have given us an opportunity to spread our platform. But just, you know, as
and I guess I'll add to that too, Rochelle, because Sagicor has been my biggest client for personal branding coaching workshops.
Yes.
I train all of their financial advisors on how to build their personal brand.
See?
On a consistent basis.
Yeah.
And they're the only company that I've worked with other companies, but they always call me to do this training.
Goodness.
Really, I mean, it really
They're
is
innovative. They're innovative. They understand the importance of fostering local talent, women, young women. I mean, it's just fantastic. So I am a Sagicor cheerleader all day, screaming from
And
I'm a client
too. I have maybe too many Sagicor accounts, actually.
Listen,
from the insurance side, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think as you spoke, you know, and the thing that keeps resonating with me is just possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't beat yourself up about stuff. You make a conscious decision.
Pivot is one of my favorite words. Pivot. Write that in your Instagram notes, your iPhone notes. Pivot. When life is throwing you, just pivot. Where are going next? What are going to next? We just wallow in self-pity sometimes so long. No, pivot. Look how we pivot. This normally was a conversation we'd have in person. This has been people in New York, Toronto, all over the world watching us right now who would have not been able to see us a couple months ago.
Who wouldn't have known who we were?
Exactly. See, Netflix is gonna see y'all now, and that's it. Game over. Yeah. Because y'all just learn how to pivot. So people need to learn how to pivot. We stay closed doors so long sometimes that we don't even realize that life just trying to nudge you in a different direction.
Exactly. And in fact, sometimes what we see as a closed door is that detour sign that says yaso, you know.
Yes, hallelujah, praise dance. That's my whole life. Closed door. Purpose and career. Closed door. That's it. Closed door propelled me to this platform to talk about. Because 4 years ago, you guys wouldn't be talking to me about no healthcare law. For what? I did just come out with my little boring self. Yes, healthcare, Lord. La, 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 la. 2-minute interview going then. That's it. Bye.
Yeah. True. Very true.
Whatever here's Rochelle. She practiced healthcare law in Miami. She dry like a raisin. Next.
Try like a raisin.
That would be it. Yes, I'm keeping it real, y'all. I'm keeping it real. Closed doors are blessings in disguise, people.
Yeah.
Blessings. And you know, as I was looking, I just saw Alicia said that she's taking so many notes. And I know it's been a note-taking night.
Yes, 2 pages.
I need to have a notebook, so I'm writing all my notes on like an envelope.
Oh, I love it.
This one's nice.
I know.
Yeah.
I have my little notes on my thing too. Listen, sometimes that's all you need, just a little pep in your step.
Yeah. There are just some key things that you said that I was like when the student is ready, the master appears. I was like, oh, this is gonna go on my bathroom mirror. I'm gonna put it on a post-it note.
Because life is only gonna give us what we're ready for, really, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Love that.
You know, I definitely encourage everybody to read the book. Like I said, I did it in an hour, literally, just because I couldn't put it down. But I will say that I have gone back to it and done the exercises after reading it. I mean, Naomi and I always talk about the 8-year-old.
Oh yeah, that's so powerful. You know, that's the day that men like the most. Yeah. Would your 8-year-old self be proud of you? You know, be proud of the life that you're living. And at 8 is when we dream so big. You know, you ask an 8-year-old what they want to be when they grow up. They say all these things. And then about 13, you start allowing the world to shift your perspective of yourself. Yeah. And so get back into that 8-year-old mind. Like, what did she love? What did she like to do? What were her dreams? What did you like, you know, how did she play? If you like to go, what we used to do, skip, hop and skip. What that thing name in Jamaica? Chinese skip. Yes! If you used to love the Chinese skip, do that.
Yeah, but you know, but we're not going to tell anybody else what's in the book, right? Nothing else. You need to go and read it. And I definitely recommend it.
That's the one everybody needs to reflect on tonight. Your 8-year-old self, would she or he be proud of the life you're living now? Are you doing that child a disservice? You need to get back into that childlike wonderment where you thought everything was possible. Tap back into that and get to getting.
Yeah. See, you guys got even a sneak peek of the book without even having to buy it. So that just means you need to go read the whole thing.
Nice coupon. That's cute.
That coupon.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Rochelle, thank you so much for being our first guest and just really showcasing all of your glory on this first episode of Emerge Detour Essentials Live Season 5. We couldn't have picked a better person to kickstart this season. You gave us so many gems and nuggets of wisdom, and just your pure authenticity has just shone through in like everything that you said tonight. I'm sure some people are meeting you for the first time, so I'm sure you're going to get some new followers as well, and maybe some more DMs tonight. But guys, it's all about remembering that you have the power to control your happiness, right? As Rochelle said, 40% of it is actually in our control.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do with it? I saw some people said already that they're going to start their happiness playlist tonight. I'm going to do it. I love music so much. I was like, maybe I need to do just a happiness playlist with all the songs that I just love. And it's going to be so wild, but there are going to be so many different genres. Yeah. But it all makes me feel good.
Exactly. So, that's all that matters. It just makes you feel good.
I'm just excited about putting it together. So, but again, you know, look at the little things, you know, before even looking at the big things that can make you feel happy. Rochelle said some important things to start. Stop watching the news all day. Don't pick up your phone first thing in the morning. Start with gratitude. 3 things she said for 30 days that you are grateful for, right? Look at who is in that circle. You know, we call it we call it circle of genius. Who are those people in your circles? Well, not, it could be a circus too, but circle, right? Are they feeding you or are they taking from you? So, right? So, that was actually a funny circle. Depending on who you're talking to. So,
That was funny.
yeah,
No.
there's so much more, guys. So of course, you know, you can always rewatch this episode of Detour Essentials Live. We are here every single Wednesday at 8 o'clock. I believe we have 9 more episodes to go for the season. And this is the first one, and the rest are going to be just as exciting and interesting. For those joining us for the first time, thank you for our emergers that have been with us on this journey. Thank you. Please follow us on Instagram at Ready to Emerge and on our Facebook channel as well. And of course, we have 5 whole seasons now. Well, this is one of the 5th season, but we have 4 entire seasons that you can watch on these lockdown days.
Yeah.
So you have the time. They're all exciting if you want to rewatch this one. And if you really enjoy this one, share the link with a friend so they can also enjoy and get some of Rose's energy to kickstart this September 1st. We have 4 months left in this year. Is it going to be a happy 4 months for you? What are you going to do with it? Literally 4 months, guys. Scary, but that's where we are.
Yeah. This is amazing.
Not sure where Kathy went. Okay, she's coming back. So thank you guys so much, Rochelle. Thank you again so much. It was such a pleasure having you.
I'm gonna get the book because it is worth your while. This is like a little investment in just like your happiness, in smiling till your jaw can't break. Just right now. This is Rochelle. Thank you, Lost.
Thank you for having me, girls.
Yeah,
this made my night. Actually, this is the perfect way to kick off September for me. So thank you.
Woo! Love it. Love it.
Thank you.
We love you.
I love you, Zach. I love y'all. Hugs and kisses and good energy. Good vibes.
Thank you. Well, that's it, guys. Our first episode, season 5. We look forward to seeing you again next week. We're going to have an exciting chat next week. So we expect you all to be here. Show up on time. Like Nai said, follow us on all our platforms. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share at Ready to Emerge. You can email us at readytoemergenow@gmail.com with any questions, concerns. Of course, we have our workshops coming up. We have a summit that's going to be coming up. So listen up for that information. And anything that you need to find out about us, it's on all of our digital platforms.
Yeah.
So we'll see you again next week.
My phone just dropped and I can't afford a new phone right now, you know. Oh Lord. But you know, we've just got an announcement of another set of lockdowns, and it's so easy for us to get caught up in it. But I'm just encouraging all of us to challenge ourselves to ask the question, what is happening for me during this time? Why has God given me these 2 days of and think time? And what is happening for me? And approach it with almost an enthusiasm as it is unveiled to you what this time means for you and the importance of this time to you.
Absolutely.
And you know, guys, just to share one thing with you, you know, I'm very vain. So I noticed, you know, if I smile a lot, so like I have these smile lines. So I'm just letting our viewers know that just in case I do a little Botox and I come looking surprised on an episode and I'm just like this, don't ask, don't put in the comments, what is Rochelle so surprised about? You know. So
Rochelle must have inspired the vulnerability tonight.
Oh my God. Or maybe the Prosecco did that.
Or maybe the Prosecco did that. That's right.
Girls, I'm so happy to be back with you guys. I missed you.
Miss you too.
Bye, everyone. Bye, everybody. See you next week.
Love yourselves. see you next week. Hi, Roxy. I see you. Mert, I see you. Rochelle, Marcia, Alicia, everybody, thank you so much again for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you next week. I remember say, is how much season we have before? 4 whole a season. You have a whole heap for watch. Whole heap for catch up on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
You're calling. What's that, comedian? She's executing it. She hasn't missed it. Bye, everybody. Have a great night.